Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna, dear all. We can start our today's session because today no guest is there, so just one person there. So I have to give the class, and I hope you find it all right. Yeah, I'll start. Okay, so today we are learning about 5 principles of Bhagavad Gita, which is Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Okay, all 5 aspects we are learning today all together. So a long way to go, and so I hope I can finish in 1 hour. So I have some presentation, so by which it will be more interesting for you. So I'll share it and we can start. So I hope everyone can see. So basically, Bhagavad Gita or anything, if you see in the whole this creation, there is nothing remaining other than these 5 principles described, which I will be describing soon. So Bhagavad Gita also revolves only around these 5 principles. So that's why it is called 5 principles of Bhagavad Gita or the material creation, whatever you say. So there is nothing in this world apart from these 5 things. Okay, if you find anything apart from this, then it's just an illusion. So everything, these 5 principles comprises everything. So and Bhagavad Gita के कोई भी चैप्टर आप ले लो, उसमें हर एक में ये 5 चीजें कहीं ना कहीं मिल जाती हैं. ओके, सो दे आर भगवान या फिर सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉडहेड, लिविंग एंटिटी और जीव, eternal time, Kal. So why is it eternal time? Because time is not temporary. Time is eternal. Time is Krishna's another form. So that's why it is eternal time. And material nature or Prakriti, and fruitive activities, karma. So we'll learn today in detail all 5 of these aspects. Okay. So first of all, nowadays we have this widely asked question: does God exist? Does scripture, are scriptures really exist? Are they written by Krishna really? Are the Vedas are generated from Krishna, from God, Supreme Personality of Godhead? Although Krishna repeatedly says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedescha sarve ahameva vedyo, Vedanta krut veda videvacha. I have written all these Vedas. These are all spiritual scriptures are given by me. But still people, I have met many people who say, who knows, Srimad Bhagavatam mein jo bhi episodes aate hain, are they real or not? Who knows? Then I answer to them that, do you believe, can you write 18,000 shlokas? Is it in our capacity, any of us in our it's not possible. So obviously God does exist, and there are some examples by which we'll try to convince today that God exists. So first is we are learning about Supreme Personality of Godhead. The person who understands Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the right candidate to learn Bhagavad Gita. Once we understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead is only Krishna, then only we can understand Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, this is the primary criteria to learn Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita. If somebody doesn't believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can never understand. Although he might read Bhagavad Gita hundreds and many times, but he will never understand Bhagavad Gita. That's why there are many editions of Bhagavad Gita. but which are all misleading. We don't come to any point, and it's just useless to read them, because they are all written by people like who are atheists, who don't believe in God. So they write just their own opinions. So that's why we should read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, in which Prabhupada has written each and every in each and every page of Bhagavad Gita as it is. You can find Krishna, 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 Krishna name. And Prabhupada always said that whatever scripture, if you are reading, if Krishna doesn't come once or twice in one a single page, or if somebody is giving a discourse, and if he doesn't include Krishna in his discourse every 5 minutes or at least every 10 minutes, then that person doesn't believe in Krishna, and we should not hear such kind of discourses. So and that should be our faith in Krishna, and a staunch devotee will always believe in whatever Krishna says, just like Arjuna at the end of Bhagavad Gita says to Krishna that whatever you say, I'll do it. So first criteria to understand Bhagavad Gita is to understand Krishna and to understand him as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let us see. We have some evidences, okay? So first empirical evidence is perfect design. Okay, we can see the solar system, our Milky Way, right? Our solar system, it contains many planets revolving around the sun, right? So they are placed at a perfect distance from the sun. If a planet goes more closer or more farther than the sun, then like let us take the example of our Earth only. Like Earth is at the distance of 150 million kilometers from the sun. If it goes a little bit closer to the sun, we all will get burned. And if it goes a bit farther than the sun, then we all might get freezed. So this is the perfect design what Krishna has created. So there was a scientist you all must be knowing. His name was Newton, and then he had a friend who was atheist. So Newton did believe in God and presence of God, but his friend didn't. So his friend once visited his home, and Newton had made a nice model of this solar system, and the friend of Newton, he was so amazed. He said, "Wow, this is so beautiful model. Who made it?" And obviously he knew that Isaac Newton only made it. So he said, "Yeah, I made now." Then he said that I don't know who made it. So just it is lying there. So he said, "No, but there must be some creator, right?" So he said, no, it just came as such. No creator." So his friend just laughed and he said, it's not possible. It is made by someone. So then Newton said to his friend that if you are not ready to believe that this small model hasn't been made by anyone, then how do you not believe in the presence of a creator of such a big beautiful universe? So this makes a lot of sense, that there must be a creator for anything that is existing. There must be a creator. Okay. Any material thing which is in existence, there must be a creator. So and one more thing is there, like here it is written, Earth rotates at the speed of 1,700 kilometers per hour. So most of you must be knowing that there is a very big gravitational force inside on our Earth, right? So because of that, we can walk and we can dance. We are not flying in the sky, right? So this gravitational force, it keeps us stuck with the earth, connected, like we can walk. Otherwise, if on the moon they are all flying. So, and so that is also Guru, means that is also by Balram. Actually, Balram is Guru Tattva, or the Gurutva Akashan bird, or this gravitational force. It's called Balram in spiritual language. So what I wanted to say, that this earth has a circumference of 40,000 kilometers, is the earth's circumference, right? And earth is rotating this 40,000 kilometers in 24 hours, obviously, right? एक पूरा चक्कर खत्म करता है 24 hours में earth. So if we divide it, 40,000 divided by 24, simple calculation, so it comes to 1,700 kilometers per hour. And because of this gravitational force, we are all hanging upside down on the earth's surface, right? So earth is a gola hai, or we are just like our feet are here, and our head is downward, and because we are very tiny on the surface of earth is such a huge 40,000 kilometers is the circumference. So it's such a very huge thing. That's why we cannot understand that we are hanging upside down, but actually we are hanging upside down, and plus we are rotating at the speed. The earth is rotating at the speed of 1,700 kilometers per hour, right, on its orbit. So if we are on a roller coaster ride, you can imagine, and it is rotating at 1,700, and we are upside down, then what will be our condition? We can never imagine. Or most of us will die. But still, we live nicely. We are talking. We are alive, right? So this is not a normal thing. We should understand this. That this is possible just because there is a creator. He has made like such a beautiful thing that we can't even realize that earth is rotating at such a most of you, like, we have come from India, right? We all of us have moved from India. So the flights, they travel at around this, like 1,000 or that kind of kilometers per hour. So you can imagine, like 1.5 times of those kilometers. Although whenever we are traveling in this flight, we feel lots of vibrations and lots of noisy, very noisy, and we can't even tolerate. We want to get down. So but when the earth rotates every now and then, but we can never realize that earth is rotating even. So this is the magic of Krishna, that he has made such a beautiful things that we can't even imagine ke ye sab hai, right? Another thing is human body, right? So a single cell. So we are all made up from half cell of mother and half of father's cell into a single cell. It merges and comes into a single cell, and then it divides, cell division. And then the baby, the infant, is increasing, and at some point of time, it comes out of the womb of mother, and it grows to a full-fledged human figure. So and our body is such a very complicated. Human body is most complicated like thing, right? And if we see, I have another model of E. coli. Yes. So what to say about human body? But if we see, this is just an E. coli bacteria, which has the diameter of the rotor. It has this rotor. This is called stator, and this is the this is the flagella. E. coli bacteria is in our intestine. Most of the time it remains there. So normal flora of E. coli, some like in some portion it is always there, but if it is in larger number, then there is a disease. But it is our normal stomach flora, intestine. So and you can see here it rotates at 100,000 rotations per minute, and the length of it is just 27 nanometer. Very, very minute, means nanometer size. So this is the rotor that is 45 nanometer in size, and then this is the connecting stator, and then there is a flagella there. So by the flagella, it swims inside our intestine. So this is like a very, very little, we can say it is a microbe, but it is still having such a complicated structure of inside of its body. So what to say about human body? What kind of Krishna? What kind of body Krishna has made? So we have all protective system. If you can like, if you see an ant also, if you try to touch it, or if you try to just push it, then it will try to defend. So these are very minute things. If we introspect only, then only we can understand that there is some perfect creator who is making these perfect designs, right? Without the perfect creator, these designs, human design or a E. coli design, bacterial design, like, it's not possible. So this is science. This is not a sentimental thing. That's why Prabhupada always said that bhakti is not sentimental. If we are not learning the science of Krishna consciousness, then we can just end up into fanatism, nothing more. So that's why everyone should understand Bhagavad Gita also. Okay, so then another thing we can see, whenever we see this ocean, right? So ocean waters are always there are always waves, and there is tide, and right, and because of the moon, it gets attracted. The waters are getting attracted, and then there are waves. So that keeps it balanced, and we can see that these ocean waters, they never inundate the land, right? They never overflow into the land. They just are contained inside the ocean. So this is also a perfect design by Krishna. Although 3/4 of our earth is covered by oceans, but still it never inundates the land. Then obviously the cows, they eat grass and they give milk. So this is also very amazing thing. So these are some of the examples of perfect design. The human brain works faster than any computer, any supercomputer. The eyes have ability to see millions of colors. So, and then we can see perfect order. So gravitational force that never changes, right? It is everywhere throughout the earth. It's same. The speed of light does not change. Earth spins 24 hours, causing day and night. Cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease for us, that is also controlled by Krishna, perfect order. And right, seasonal, like seasons also, they are in perfect order. They never change into winter to summer, summer to any other. Then perfect maintainer. He's a perfect maintainer. We have been given parents nice education. They give us nice education. Intelligence is given most of us, right? And water to drink, air to breathe, food to eat. Just like a parent sends their children to study abroad, also they'll give everything to them, and then they will send. So just like that, when we were not happy with Krishna. He sent us here, but he has sent everything with us to just specify and make us make our experience pleasurable, so that we can never expect of going back to Godhead. So he said, whenever you like, you can come back. Otherwise, I'm giving you all the supplies. You enjoy them. So we are enjoying here, but we are not actually enjoying. Okay. So and to understand all the great authorities, like in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say, Arjuna says that Asito Devalo na Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Pravusime. And so there is Ramanujacharya, Madhavacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They have also confirmed Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Absolute Truth. And Krishna himself, he says in the Bhagavad Gita that I am only the Absolute Truth. So whatever we see in this world, in Bhagavatam also Krishna says that when there was nothing there in this whole universe and this whole creation, or even spiritual sky, material sky, I was there. And when there will be nothing there, again, I would be there always. So he is eternal. So he is only the Absolute Truth. So right thinker will understand that the person in the neutral position, he takes a neutral position, a right thinker. What is the neutral position? So what is the night for all beings is the time for awakening for the self-control. And the time for awakening for all beings is the night for the introspective stage. So most of the times, the people with spiritual intelligence, they wake up quite early in the morning, like around 3 o'clock. Or Prabhupada was used to wake up at 2:30 to half 2 o'clock, like that. And then he would write his scriptures and everything. He will try to finish his 16 rounds by 4:30 in the morning. So this is what the self-control or self-realized souls do. Whenever other people are sleeping, they are awake. They will do all their activities. And when there is time of awakening for other people, they will go to bed. Like in the night time, there's all the people who are non-believers, or who are just in sense enjoyment. We have seen in India, there are places where people go to eat at night around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. But most of the devotees, they sleep around 10 because they have to wake up early in the morning. So thinking differently, thinking unbiasedly, and thinking in a neutral position, being neutral and understanding subject matters in stabilized mind. And that's how we can know Bhagavad Gita easily. So that is required. So now we'll learn something about atomic soul. So that was about God. Okay, first Ishvara is completed. We are going a bit slower, but we have to finish this 5 topics. I will try to go a bit quicker now. So this is we'll learn about the atomic soul. So yeah, few of the slides are the blessings. There's the previous slides that we saw. Those are the blessings of our Acharya, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra. He is Dr. Lila Purushottam Prabhu. So many of these slides are coming from IIT. So that's why they are very scientific and they are authorized. Okay. So Krishna and soul are co-eternal. So in this soul study is mostly given in chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita comprises of the summary of the Bhagavad Gita. And what is the summary of Bhagavad Gita? We are the soul and we are the part and parcel of Krishna. And that's why we are supposed supposed to serve Krishna, just like our hands and feet, they are serving our stomach. In the same way, this is the summary of Bhagavad Gita. So in second chapter, all about soul is given. So a person, if a person understands what is soul and what is the responsibility of a soul, Sanatan Dharma, that is called Sanatan Dharma. Today it's a hot topic like in India about Sanatan Dharma. What is Sanatan Dharma? Sanatan Dharma is nothing but our relation, eternal relation with Krishna, and our duty to Krishna as a soul. Each and every soul, whether it is an animal or a human, everyone's duty is to serve the Supreme Personality of God. Jivera Swarupa hoy Krishna re Nitya Das. So that is the soul's basic function. So let us learn about soul. What are the other qualities of the soul? So there was never a time when I did not, Krishna is saying, I did not exist, nor you, nor all these things, man. And nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So because Krishna says in 15th chapter that Mame Vansho Jiva Bhutasma. Mama Eva Ansha means we are all part and parcels of Krishna. So that's why Krishna is saying that there was never a time when I was not there or you were not there, because we are all like hands and feet of Krishna. We all have come from Krishna. That's why soul is also eternal and Krishna is also because Krishna is eternal, soul is eternal. Okay. Now we learn something about transmigration of soul. So because of our like we were with Krishna in our existence when we were in the spiritual world with Krishna. But then we had some rebellious feeling about Krishna, and we never wanted to perform his orders. Like sometimes our sons and daughters, they don't listen to us. In the same way, we never agreed to Krishna. So we came here in the material world. So that's why Krishna doesn't change the body. So soul changes body. Okay. So that's the difference between soul and Krishna. Krishna is there eternally. We were supposed to serve him, but we were never in that condition. We never liked it. So Krishna said, okay, fine, I will give you now your suitable body as per your wish. Okay. So the people who were whenever we enter into this material world, we are covered by three modes of material nature: Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. They are the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. As per that, we have been given different kinds of bodies. Okay, so just like I think we have a slide there. Yes. So just like a person, if a person wants to make a vehicle, right? Then there will be a thought in his mind first, like how I will design it. Any architect, if he wants to build a building, he will have a thought inside his mind, right? Then he will put it in the picture, and then that thing will come into existence. In the same way, how our consciousness was, in that way we have been given this body. Like if we are in a sattva gun, we are given a body of a devotee. If we are in mode of passion, then we might be given the body of a person who is a karmi, right? Who works day and night for making money. Or if we like to eat meat or something, then we are given the body of the lion or tiger. So because Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, but we also wanted to enjoy just like him. So slowly, as per our consciousness, Lord Brahma created 8.4 million material bodies. So one might have this question that how come this many, why we require this many species, 8.4 million species? But they are all being created because of our consciousness. As per our consciousness, Brahma has created all these different kinds of creatures in this universe, and we all get bodies according to our karmas in this universe. So once a person gets a body, then he grows up into the old age, and then the body slowly starts perishing, and then it dies, and then it takes birth again. Okay, so it has been compared with just like how a devotee will feel like it is a cycle. So a non-devotee or a person who is aggrieved by such change, they will be lamenting. So in Krishna says that one should take this process just like we change our soiled clothes, right? Every day we change our clothes. In the same way, a sober person will think that just like we are changing our clothes which are soiled, so then whenever our body perishes, it needs to be changed. So that's how the soul also goes into another body. So that's how, if a person understands, then he will not lament for his other people who are dear to him, and they pass away. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are many lessons which can bring us out from our lamentations or our grief. So that's why we should always try to read one verse of Bhagavad Gita every day. And now, what is the position of the soul in the body? So a soul is actually the energy supplier, is the powerhouse of the body. Okay, just like you have the car, everything is done, but then the driver is not there, then the car cannot run. In the same way, the soul or the consciousness is the powerhouse of the body. It supplies energy to the body. So without the soul, the body is just a dead body. And also the super soul, if the soul is only there, the super soul is not there, then also the body cannot run. So super soul also must be there. So super soul always accompanies the soul. Super soul is Krishna, his Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So we'll learn later also, like what is the function of Krishna. So okay, so without its driver, the car cannot run. In the same way, so here another example of conditioned soul has been given. So we can see that this passenger in this chariot, the passenger is the soul. Okay, you might be asked this question like in the quiz of Gita National. So these 5 horses has been driven by a chariot driver, and then there is a passenger. So the passenger is the soul. These 5 horses are the senses. Okay, eyes, ears, nose, then eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Okay, so so these are our senses, and then these senses are there is a rope, and this is the mind, intelligence, and then there is a soul. Okay, so this indicates the mind, and this is the intelligence, and this is the soul. So we can see that if the soul is Krishna conscious, okay, then what it will do, it will ask the intelligence that, hey, take care of your mind. Your mind shouldn't waver. So intelligence is driven by the soul. Okay, the soul is the supreme, right? Inside our body. Better than the soul is the super soul, obviously. but the soul is a guiding factor, should be the guiding factor. Okay, it should be the guiding factor. So the soul guides the intelligence. If it is in Krishna consciousness, it will say, oh yeah, intelligence, you mind the mind. So then the intelligence will guide the mind. Okay, this is the ropes. Ropes are the mind. And mind will do what? Mind will guide the senses. So as per how mind is guiding, the senses will work. So that's why the devotees' senses are dedicated to Krishna. But if this is not is in the picture, if somebody leaves just his senses as such, then what will be done? Like what will be going on will be like this horses will go anywhere, because the eyes, nose, they want to enjoy the senses. So one horse will go this way, another horse wants to go that way, and the other one wants to go to that way. So then this rope will not be able to control the senses, and then this driver will become helpless, and the soul will become supremely helpless. So this is what is happening without Krishna consciousness in today's world. That's why people are getting very frustrated, because they cannot control their senses, and then this because the mind is driven by the sense, it's going other way around. The senses are driving the mind, and mind is driving the intelligence, and then intelligence, because intelligence has lost, because the person has lost its intelligence. So this soul has a helpless condition. So this is the conditioned state of mind, of the soul. Conditioned state means we are conditioned by the three modes of material nature: sattva gun, rajagun, and tamagun. Okay. So sometimes we are in goodness, our all senses are good in the morning, and then we are in passion. Suddenly in the afternoon, we want to do everything, we want to taste, we want to see everything, and then in the evening, we go to mode of ignorance. So and that's how because that's then our soul is led by all these senses and our desires. That's why it is called conditioned state of the soul. So in that way, we have anarthas. So we have anarthas, which are lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, and envy. These are 6 anarthas. So most of people have all these 6 kind of anarthas in more or less quantity. So that's why we should try to focus on Krishna. And when our anarthas are gone, then only we can go back to Krishna. Otherwise, we are all our soul is covered by mind, body, with mind, intelligence, and false ego. And these anarthas are overpowering all these 3 things. So and unless our soul, which is covered by this subtle body of mind, intelligence, and false ego, gets relieved from these 3 things, subtle body, we cannot go back to Godhead. So that's why we have to invest our all 3 things: this subtle body, mind, body, and mind, intelligence, and false ego, in the service of Krishna. So that's how we can conquer this anarthas: lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, and there are so many. So it's really difficult to control them. So, but we have to try. Okay, so in the material world, we are suffering by trividha kesha, means 3-fold material miseries. So whenever our soul enters this material body, material world, we are bound to have these 3 anarthas. Which are those? These are adi atmika, means the miseries given by our own mind. Most of miseries are given by our own mind only, although we blame on others, but our mind is our best friend, and our mind is only our best enemy also, worst enemy. Sorry. So this is Adhyatmika. Adi Atmika means from our own, our side, okay, our mind. Then there is Adi Bhautika, which is given by the measure is given by other living entities, like we can see COVID virus or some terrorist attack, or even around our like we can see at our home or our office, there are some colleagues or relatives, they are disturbing us. But most of the time, the people, whenever they disturb us, no, it's mostly our mind only. But this terrorist and the other insects or animals, if they attack, then it's really, that is called Adi Bhautika. Otherwise, people can't hurt us if we don't take it. It's our mind only. Most of time, it's Adhyatmika only. So then there is Adi Daivika. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is said in 3rd chapter that you have to yajna, yajnarthat karmana. If we are not doing our karmas for the satisfaction of Vishnu or Krishna, then because Krishna is not satisfied, other demigods are not satisfied, then they send disasters. So then there is earthquake or tsunami or many other things, okay, like natural calamities or the forest fire and everything. So then it is called Adi Daivika. So so that's why it is said that until and unless the devotees they are doing this Hare Krishna in Kali Yuga, just one yajna you need to do, which is Nam Japa. So we should always chant Hare Krishna mantra, and because the devotees are there, until the devotees are there in this world, they are protecting some, like to some extent. We are protecting. We can protect the earth from calamities, and we can convince the demigods or the devatas to stay calm, because we have to satisfy demigod. Devan bhavayatanena te devan bhavayantu parasparam bhavayanta shreya paramavapsyatha. In the 3rd chapter, Krishna says we have to give to devata with bhava, and in the reciprocation, devata gives to us. So this is our parasparam bhava. With each other, we are having some bhava. So that's how the world works. So if we stop giving to the demigods or Krishna, this is what is happening in current scenario. This is why it is happening. Okay. So okay. So Krishna and Jiva both have form, which is called Satchit Ananda. But Krishna is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So Sat means eternity, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. Okay. So Krishna is infinite and Jiva is atomic. Okay. So Krishna is infinite, obviously, but Jiva is a part and parcel of Krishna, part of Krishna. So it is atomic. That's why it is called atomic soul. We saw the title of this presentation, atomic soul. The Krishna is a doer while Jiva is an instrument. Whatever Krishna says, we are following. Krishna maintains all Jivas. And Jiva has forgotten Krishna because of long time conditioning in the material nature. Okay. Okay, so Sachidanand. So soul, originally soul is in pure state. When soul was with Krishna, it was in the pure state. But then when we came into this material world, it got it went like this. So Satchidananda, what I described already. So in this state, we are experiences, the soul experiences the spiritual body and non-duality between spiritual body and the soul. So that's why in the spiritual world, there is no envy, no anarthas, nothing, because there is only soul. This all subtle body has been removed. No subtle body. Man, buddhi, ahankar hai hi nahi wahan pe. So the life becomes very easy there. So that's why they are always enjoying. So that's why Krishna's devotee are always should be happy. He should always have a pleasant mind, pleasant heart, because we are always protected by Krishna. So Krishna Bhakta Akama Sada Eva Ata Eva Shanta. It is said Krishna Bhakta hai, उसमें कुछ इच्छा नहीं है. That's why he is always shanta, peaceful. So we should try to come into our original consciousness. If we know, if we once we understand this, we should endeavor to come into our original consciousness without false ego. Without this, false ego never leaves us. Otherwise, it's last to go. False ego. अहंकार बहुत बड़ी बात है, वो नहीं जाता जल्दी. बाकी सब चला जाता है. Mind, intelligence, they all can be given to Krishna, but ahankar Vinay can never give. So that we have to start giving to Krishna, surrendering to Krishna. So these are the qualities of a pure soul. उसमें tolerance, fearlessness, equanimity, equipoise, both in happiness and distress. These are the qualities of a nice devotee. In the 12th chapter also, Krishna described quality of a pure devotee, nice devotee. So these are the qualities of a devotee. So in the conditioned state, we have some like our consciousness are divided into some of the inclined by our inclination to certain things. Our consciousness can be divided into 5 parts. So Annamaya, like what animals have, they have Annamaya Chetana. Annamaya like their conditioned state of the soul is Annamaya, because they are always looking for food. Or even the human beings who are always in the sense gratification, they are called Annamaya Chetana. They are finding when can I satisfy my senses. So that is called Annamaya Chetana, very primary consciousness. Then Pranamaya Chetana. That Pranamaya Chetana is mostly the Jivdaya organizations. They say that I also have soul. Then this animal also has the soul, and the insect also has the soul. So we are not supposed to kill anyone. So that is called Pranamaya. That's the next level consciousness. Then there is Gnanamaya, like what we are trying to acquire knowledge. So that is called Gnanamaya consciousness. So, and then there is Vijnanamaya. Means once we get the knowledge, where we try to apply practically. So that is called Vijnanamaya consciousness. In our day-to-day life, okay, now I know this Bhagavad Gita, now I try to practically follow it. So that is called Vijnanamaya. That's the next level, 4th level consciousness. And then there is, once we have started following it, then slowly our consciousness become pure, and that's called Anandamaya Chetana. So this is the 5th level of consciousness, which mostly the gopis had this consciousness, which is only serving their sole purpose was to serve Krishna and nothing else. So at any cost. So and that's how they remain in blissful condition. We can see the people in Vrindavana, they are always doing parikrama continuously. All their life they are doing that. So that is called Anandamaya Chetana, because they get pleasure out of it. They don't have other desires. So that is called the highest consciousness. So something about from the soul we are going towards our body. So is it a bag of chemicals, like in Bhagavad Gita also in the summary, in the first introduction, Prabhupada has asked that some scientists, they say that the body is just the bag of chemicals, but there is a component which can't be made materially, right? So which is soul. If at all the scientists or anyone can make the body, but who will bring the soul? Soul is spiritual. So that can only be given by Krishna. So that's why materially, like our body is material, made up of Panch Mahabhut, five great elements. But our soul is spiritual. That's why it becomes incompatible situation. That's why soul wants to go to Krishna, but material body is saying that no, you stay here, you are enjoying. So basically, that's why our body has some feelings, some feelings. We are not just the chemical ingredients. So few hundred of rupees only, but then we have willings and feelings. You can read this afterwards. I will share the screen, the slides. Okay, so now let's move towards material nature. So this is the third factor, Ishvara, Jiva, and then Prakriti. So Prakriti, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Sruyate Sacharacha. Means Prakriti is under my control, my supervision. And Sruyate Sachara Chara. Chara and Achara. Chara means movable and Achara means immovable. So movable are living entity and Achara means material nature. So, but Prakriti includes living entity and material nature both. So, in short, we are also one of the Prakriti only. Although we covered soul aspect, we are soul also, but we are inside the Prakriti. So, Prakriti also is our part also. We are also in the Prakriti. So because Prakriti is feminine, so each and every living entity is also in the female form. That's why living entity, if you have read somewhere, it is called she, not he. So because we are all supposed to serve Krishna, just like a wife serves husband, in the same way Prakriti serves Krishna. Okay, so we are all feminine in nature, and Krishna is only the Purusha, Prakriti and Purusha. So there is a chapter also in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti Purusha. So Purusha is Krishna, is the supreme enjoyer. So but Suyate Sacharachara Hetu Nane Kaunteya Jagadita Vartate. But in 7th chapter, Krishna says that Aparamitasthanya Prakritim Vidyame Para Jiva Bhuta Mahabhav Jayadam Dharyate Jagat. Means Jiva Bhuta Mahabhav. Yes. Jiva Bhuta, जो living entities, they are ये जो दो हैं living entities and material nature, out of them, these living entities, they are superior, and they are trying to control over material nature, the inferior nature, because they are superior in nature. So there is a para prakriti and there is a apara prakriti. So Krishna's para prakriti contains these jivas, living entities. So basically we are the energies of Krishna. So para prakriti is superior energy of Krishna, and apara prakriti is inferior nature of Krishna. So jivas are para prakriti of Krishna. So they are his, and para prakriti is his own energy, and apara prakriti is his separated energy. Krishna's separated energy is apara prakriti. So so that's why we should understand that we are Krishna's eternal part and parcels. Okay, so that's why it is our responsibility to serve Krishna. So then there are 24 material elements also. This is called Sankhya Yoga. In 2nd chapter, also 2nd chapter, Sankhya Yoga has been described, in which 24 material elements. So 5 gross elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. And then there is knowledge acquiring senses, which are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And then there is, as per the knowledge acquiring senses, there are sense objects. From eyes, we can see the form. From the ears, we can hear. Okay. From nose, we can smell. From the tongue, we can taste. And from the skin, we can touch. So, so these are the object of senses. And then there are working senses, like mouth, we can speak, and then legs and hands, and then the genetic, for the genesis, we need some organs, and then there is evacuating agents. So then there is mind, intelligence, and false ego also, and the 24 elements is pradhana, or from where all this element, or the mahat tattva, from where the material world comes into picture. So these are the full 24 elements, gross element, and 24 material elements. And it is said that everything in this material world has been made from this 24 material elements only. There is nothing apart from these 24 material elements as per our Vedic literature. So from the results of the interactions of these 24 material elements, we get pleasure or pain, desire, and hatred. Okay. And obviously the super soul, Krishna, or the spirit, and the spirit soul. These are the separate things. And these material elements, all the material world has been strung just like a mala, like a nice necklace, which has a string, and all the pearls are there. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre maniganam. So apart from me, there is nothing else to know, and I hold everything just like the string is holding the pearls in the mala. Okay. So we should understand the position of Krishna by this Bhagavad Gita verse. So karma and kala is remaining. Shall we do it, or shall we stop it? Okay, we'll continue. Okay, whoever is there, they can attend. Okay, so karma, we can see that there are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. It's called 4 varnashrama. Okay, so Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that this Chaturvarnya Maya Shrishta, Guna Karma Vibhaga. So these 4 varnas and ashramas, they are made by me. So they are not new, they are made by Krishna, and they are authorized. So they are made as per someone's qualities, character, training, and work. As per that they are made. And so these are the 4 varnas. So they are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Shudras. So Brahmanas are like Shudras. Let us start from Shudra. Shudra are called Krishna's feet. Vaishyas are Krishna's stomach. Kshatriyas are Krishna's hands, and Brahmanas are Krishna's head. So Krishna or any person cannot remain without hands or feet, or all the body parts are essential. In the same way, all the 4 castes are important. Shudras are not unimportant. Vaishyas are also not. It's not like that they are not important. And so all the 4 classes make a nice varnashrama system. So they are made by Krishna, and Shudras are the laborer class. Then there are productive class. They are called the mercantile class. Their Shudras' job is, they are the service class. They serve people. And in today's world, in Kali Yuga, most of the people are Shudras, because we are all serving our atheist boss who are not following Krishna consciousness. So if we are working for Krishna, then we come into Brahmanas or Vaishnavas stage. But then if we are serving a normal person, then we are normal service provider. So which are called Shudras. So even engineers or doctors, they are called Shudras only. So Vaishyas are mainly the Krushi, Go Raksha, and Vanijya, means agriculture, cow protection, and mercantile community. They are Vaishyas. And Kshatriyas are the administrative class. And there are Brahmanas, who are the intelligent class, and they are having a lot of sukruti. They should be having. If they are not having, then they are not Brahmanas. So they are having some sukruti. That's why they are called Brahmanas, and they are supposed to preach or teach people to for the spiritual life. And then there are 4 ashramas, which are Brahmacharya ashram, Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, and Sannyasa ashram. So you divide into 25, 25, 25 years, first 25 years, then 25, 25. These are the series of ashramas. Okay. Most of you know. So then there are karmas. So we might, karma can be divided into 3 parts: akarma, vikarma, and the karma. Okay. So what is karma? If we are doing prescribed duty, that is called karma. Okay. So all of us are supposed to do some duty. So our prescribed duty is called, or some charitable work, for which we have to enjoy the fruits or suffer the fruit. Okay, as per our karma. So that is called, but mostly it is a good karma. So we are enjoying the fruits. So that's called karma. Wealth, beauty, good percentage, good health, knowledge, happiness, birth on a heavenly planet. This is called by karma. Then there is vikarma, for what we are not supposed to do, but we are still doing it. Lying, like cheating someone, or thievery, or and such kind of businesses are called vikarma, for which we have to suffer the sinful activities. And then there are akarmas, so which are spiritual activities for which we don't get any material reward or punishment, or even no fruitive activity, right? It doesn't have any reciprocate, like Krishna reciprocates us in a different way. So we don't have to suffer or enjoy the fruits of reaction. So that's why if you want to cut down the cycles of birth and death, then we should be doing Krishna consciousness activities, so that we don't have to suffer or enjoy our karmas, and we don't have to take births after births. So as much as we can do the Krishna consciousness activities, this can cut our karmas. Okay, so these are few of their pictures of those activities. And here Krishna recommends akarma, because we have to give our karmas to Krishna, otherwise we are duty bound. Okay, so then there is a, I'll quickly show the time factor. What is time factor? So the Supreme Person of Godhead said, "The time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both the sides will be slain." So time is basically the factor of death. It's related to death, mrityu के साथ time को relation है. So Kal is basically our death. So the supreme reality in this material world is everyone has to die. That's the death. So time is equal to death. And but death affects whom? The people who are non-believers. But for the people who are devotees, for them the time doesn't affect, because their duties are eternal. From this birth, if we have stopped at 2%, if we have done 2% of the service, then from next birth we are getting 3%. From 3% we are starting. So it's never getting perished. So whatever we do is eternal in Krishna consciousness. So that's why Krishna conscious person, he is not afraid of death. So that's why they are fearless. So because time devours everything, in the womb of like greatest civilization also, it has gone and come back. So now we will move forward. What is time? And okay, so here it is said that Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Vido Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratro Vido Vijana. So here it is said that is a very short duration. If we introspect on while our individual life cycle is so short, we learn from Bhagavad Gita that the Lord Brahma lives 311 trillion 40 billion years. So in this shloka it is said that Brahma's one day is 1,000 yuga cycles. Our 4 yugas multiplied by 1,000 is just Brahma's 12 hours. So why it has been said here, what is the importance of this, is we should understand that in front of Brahma's 311 trillion 40 billion years, what is our existence? Our existence is nothing, just like a virus. We are in front of this Brahma, or just a mortal, very mortal and creatures we are. So so that's why we should understand that time factor, it doesn't affect the devotees, but if it does affect if we are not doing the devotion. And conclusion. Okay, you can read.